Hi there, Stacie Tatera here for your weekly Angel Oracle card reading. I hope you're doing well. I'm recording this on Sunday, June the 2nd, and let me just get my camera here. There we go. And we are in the month of June. Yesterday was the first month of June. Lots of exciting things, I think, for a lot of us that have been going on and happening. We had some solar flare action this last week, and I think a lot of us were feeling that both physically and emotionally. I posted some information about that on my Facebook page, Stacie Tatera-Medium Healer Teacher, and there's just been a lot of energy swirling around, and I think we kind of finished May up with a lot of energy, just a lot of things going on, a lot of shifting. I think June is going to be a good month. I think we're also going to be doing a lot of working through things emotionally, heart-based and heart-centered types of things. So it's interesting because I was told and have been told by a couple different people that June represents an integration, a heart integration month. So what that means is that we're going to be doing a lot of work around things for us emotionally, things that maybe hit us a little stronger in that heart area emotionally, maybe issues and just some things that we've maybe not dealt with that we're being asked to deal with, so that we can move past that and continue to grow in the way and at the rate and capacity that we're meant to do while we're here. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes this month for sure. The new moon is tomorrow, June 3rd, Monday. Lots of great opportunities. I know with this new moon, we're manifesting things. And so we want to be super mindful about the things that we're bringing into our space, the things that we really want to do, being mindful of what and how we're manifesting things in our lives. So take advantage of the new moon energy. That's planting seed energy, manifesting things, always releasing what no longer serves us, but really focused in on that manifestation energy and that strength and that power to manifest right now in our lives. So just a few things to be mindful of. If you're looking to find me, you can find me at milwaukeemedium.com or stacietatera.com. Do want to just quick mention, I've been trying to work with some scheduling issues on my scheduling site, and I had to pull back a little bit. I had my schedule out about 16 weeks. I was booking in September. Had to put things on a hold right now. So if you do go on to book, understand that the schedule will be released 12 weeks at a time. If there's nothing available, it's because it's booked. Just check back. But with just the way things have been moving, it's a great thing that it's busy. But we're booking in September, and that will open up here in the next week or so. So if you're interested, just check back and understand that that's how far out my schedule goes right now, 12 weeks, okay? We're going to be using the Divine Energy Oracle card this week by Sonia Coquette. I like her. I like this deck. Inside the box is a real pretty heart. Just a really nice, lovely deck. Very simple messages, but also messages that are very powerful and insightful, especially as we're starting the month of June. So typically when I'm doing an angel card reading or a card reading at the beginning of the month, it will absolutely represent what we can look to see in the first week, but also I think kind of an overview of what the month is going to hold. So it'll be interesting to see what the cards say. So let's get moving, right? Make a plan. Okay, important. So in the beginning of the week, you may feel guided or drawn to make a plan. Again, we're in that new moon energy, and what were we just talking about? Manifesting. So making a plan, getting your ducks in a row, having something to focus on and stay focused on so that you can stay on course and on track. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like even like I was, like my schedule is like, 14, 16 weeks out and it's already into the fall, and I'm like, wait a minute, we have to slow down a little bit. I had to kind of put a new plan in place for myself, right? So that the scheduling system works for me as well as you, right? So we're making a plan. We're figuring out things that maybe we've been putting on the back burner. This energy and this week and this month is calling you for getting your ducks in a row. There's no more time to be wishy-washy. There's no more time to let things just keep sliding. Making a plan, doing things you know that need to be taken care of. So is it, I definitely need to get back on track with eating, exercising, writing. I didn't have enough time to write. I want to journal more. I want to exercise more. I want to spend more time with my family, work differently, work smarter, not harder. Whatever that is for you, but it's important that you're making a plan and you're sticking to it, okay? Interesting card, wake up call. So a couple of things about this card, or this card for this week. We're being asked to wake up. We're being asked to awaken. We're being asked to shift perspectives, to get it, okay? So this is I've not had this card come up, and I love this because this is the energy we're in. It's a wake-up call. We're in a wake-up call in our lives, in the energy that we carry for ourselves, in the energy that we give to other people, in the energy that we allow into our own space, the relationships, the jobs, the direction of our lives. There's a wake-up call happening. And so what you may see is that things are presenting to you through synchronistic events, through signs, through other people, where you're like, I keep hearing and feeling like I need to make a plan and go in this direction. So the universe is asking you, God's asking you, the angels, your team, your guides, wake up and do things that you differently, that you know need to be done differently. Or and so we're not always creatures that like change. It's uncomfortable. We have to go out of our comfort zone, in our box that we like to stay in. And so the wake up call is really about us waking up, understanding that nagging feeling that we've been getting about something needs to happen. Now, wake up calls come in many forms, and sometimes it can whack you in, like I kind of use the term whack a tree, like, ooh, we just whacked that spiritual tree, because the universe is trying to get your attention. So pay attention to that, wake up to things, be at peace with the fact that things need to change and shift in your life a little bit, or maybe in a big way, but understanding that you need to wake up, open yourself up, awaken is the word I'm hearing, awaken. Keep your commitments. Okay, so what's interesting about this card is that if you have made promises to yourself, you need to honor that for yourself. If you've made commitments to other people, they're telling you that you want to do what you can to work in honesty and integrity with those things, right? But I feel like this card is about keeping your commitments. So keeping the commitments you have to yourself. So if you've committed to living a different, better lifestyle, healthier lifestyle, if you've committed to really manage the kinds of people you're allowing into your life and your circle, you need to keep those promises to yourself. You need to honor yourself. So I feel like keeping your commitment is really about honoring yourself and what's important for you, so that as you move forward in your journey and you're making your plans and you're trying to awaken, that you do keep your commitments to yourself. What I'm seeing is don't backslide. Don't backslide into old patterns. Don't backslide into old circumstances, because it just really kind of keeps you from moving forward, okay? So I did get a fourth card this week. That happens sometimes. And so we have the first three cards of the week, but then the fourth card is admit your vulnerabilities. Okay, what's interesting about this card, and this is how we do a lot of our expansion, is we need to allow ourselves to be vulnerable. And that's uncomfortable. It is, right? It's like, ugh, I'm going to show my vulnerabilities and admit to myself or other people that, you know, there are certain things or areas of your life that you struggle with. You know, things that you're still kind of soft in that you know you want to strengthen. And so I feel like this card is, it's okay to be vulnerable and feel vulnerable sometimes. Just like, I feel like an open wound right now, or an exposed wire, emotionally or spiritually or physically or whatever that is. And so when we're able to really look at what makes us feel vulnerable, that's where we need to heal. So if there's a situation with a family member that just makes you feel like you're 10 or 12 again and you're 50, that makes you feel vulnerable. It makes you feel uncomfortable and not safe. So it's like, what can I do to heal that for myself? What do I have to look at so that I can really look at this from a different perspective, so that I can heal this, so that I can feel more at peace around all of this, okay? So it's being okay, admitting that you have areas of your life that you're even vulnerable in, okay? So you have to be the one to figure out, and you may even sit down and think to yourself, what makes me feel vulnerable and why, okay? That's the big thing is like, you know, it's like triggers. Why is this a trigger for me? What about this always sets me off? Okay. So really interesting, strong cards this week. I liked this deck, and I was kind of like, maybe I should use a tarot deck because I really want some good information as we start the beginning of June. And boy, did this deck and these messages really, you know, angels, the guides, they really came through this week. So you're making a plan, you're staying committed to that, being aware of wake-up calls, trusting your intuition, understanding that there are things that the spirit, God, the universe is trying to awaken you, right? There's only so long that you can hide. And then after a while, it's like, come on, people, let's open up. Let's drop the judgments. Let's, you know, be more open, be more compassionate. Let's not be in a fear-based space all the time. What is your wake-up call? And you can think about that. Again, that's a self-inventory thing. What do I know I need a wake-up call on? Is it health? Is it, you know, how I handle relationships? Am I afraid of commitment? Wake-up calls. Okay, think about that. I love that card. Keeping your commitments to yourself. Okay, keeping your commitments and understanding that what's important to you needs to always stay important to you. And so many times we don't keep our commitments because we put other people in front of our own importance. And it's important to help other people and to be kind and to be there for people. But if that comes at, you know, if you're sacrificing yourself in all of that continually, so that's why that card, keeping your commitments, is coming up, right? So think something again to think about, and admit when you're vulnerable. Admit your vulnerabilities. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. That's really the meat of how we're growing and how we're learning and how we are awakening, right? So really great cards. So as always, I so appreciate you watching this week. Feel free to comment if this reading and these messages are something that resonate for you. I usually do this reading and then watch it back and think about how this applies to my own life. And sure enough, typically each week I get messages out of these cards as well. So I feel like this is something for this week, but also a theme that we might be seeing in June. So I probably will hear from people, I got a lot of wake-up calls in the month of June, or I really had to look at those areas where I was feeling vulnerable and being okay with that and healing some of those things. So it'll be interesting to see how the month plays out for sure. But as always, I appreciate you watching. You can find me at MilwaukeeMedium.com or on Facebook, Stacie Tatera-Medium Healer Teacher, and Instagram, MKEMedium444. And again, just a reminder on this scheduling, because I know I've had a couple people call wanting to schedule. I'm booked through August. September will open soon. I'm 12 weeks out. Every week another week will release itself. So just keep an eye open out for scheduling, and based on my family and teaching and stuff, it just needs to kind of flow that way. So I appreciate you understanding and being flexible with that. If you want to schedule a group with me with more than 4 people, please do contact me directly for scheduling. I've had more people asking me about that, about group readings. I do those at my center. I do private readings at the center, as well as phone and FaceTime, spiritual counseling, Reiki sessions. So it's super busy, which is a very good thing. And I always say thank you to you for the referrals, and it's just wonderful. I will have an angel card class that I'm teaching in July. If you have an interest in that, I believe it's July 23rd. You can find that on my website. Schedule now, go to classes, and you'll see a list of classes for circles, Reiki, when I'm teaching Reiki, as well as angel card classes, the spiritual foundation class, etc. So with that said, have a great week. Enjoy the new moon. Enjoy this sunshine, and hopefully we'll have some warmer weather. If you're finishing school, my girls are done. This is their last week. Enjoy that transition into the summer months. It gets even busier, I think, for some of us. And just a reminder, I'll be on vacation from the 14th to like the 24th of June. But I'll remind you guys as we get closer about when I'm going to be doing card readings and stuff. So I hope you have a good week. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.